you'll feel the back of my hand. And we did. So we have 3 more performers in this section. It's time to get a little bit of dignity to the stage, a little bit of experience. They do say that wisdom comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. So if you see someone particularly wise, like Gandalf, ask yourself how badly they've fucked up previously. Now, we have a performer who has led many lives. It's time for him to take the stage and impart his wisdom to you. He's come all the way from South Yorkshire. Truly an international bill for you this evening. Huddersfield in South Yorkshire. Would you please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, welcome to the stage, the one, the only, Mr. Gary Brown.
I don't suppose anybody's planning on going home soon, but let me see it. Christmas. Imagine, I'm a fat lad growing up in Barnsley in South Yorkshire. A sensitive fat lad growing up in Barnsley in South Yorkshire. I know it gets worse. Or better. So at Christmas, what they used to do is that one side of the hall, they had all the cute girls, sorry, you can't say cute anymore. Can we say cute girls? All the girls. And all the boys. So all the cute girls pick all the nice boys. Guess who's left? Yeah, Fatty. But the school teacher is really very clever because he's very enterprising and he adapts, improvises and overcomes. You know what he does? He makes me dance with the only other person that's left. And it's a guy with a caliper on his leg. Why do you laugh? So then, what do they have to do? They've got to decide who's going to dance the woman's steps. Guess who's got to dance the woman's steps? Fatty. So I get it all wrong. The next thing that happens, I fall over on this fat lad, this guy who's crippled, and he says, "Get off me, you fat bastard." I've been scarred ever since. So Barnsley, right? So I goes to my mother's the other day, and she's lovely. She's, there's not much. It's not very politically correct. Have you done political correctness? I once did it the other day because I lecture on things, and I use the word brainstorm. Oh, I know. Is anybody from HR in? Fuck for that. I've always got to go down to HR and take a line, And anyway, so this woman from HR jumps up, and there is a note on this. Usually the HR, they're all women in HR. That diversity memo don't get round to HR for some reason. Sorry. Don't sue me. I know plenty of lawyers. I keep lots of lawyers busy. I've been married 3 times. Every time a car goes past with a fancy sign on it, it means it's fucking paid for it. Anyway, my mother. They don't see much in Barnsley. And there's 2 women living down the street together where my mother lives. Yeah. And she comes to me, she says, "Gary." I said, "What?" She says, "They're Elizabethans, you know." Today, I went the other day, and she's got this new thing. She's got a computer, right? And she got this computer, and she's also got a Jack Russell. And the Jack Russell had some problems with a certain part of his body, his anal glands, right? So I said to my mother, I said, "You want to look it up on the internet?" And you can guess the rest, can't you? You know what I mean? But she's got this one. She's now developed this thing on the computer called. It's not Cortana, it's Cortina. She gets it wrong. So, what was I going to say? Yeah. I went on holiday recently and I read a book. Because I read books. They found a way to get books into Barnsley. Nobody knew what they were, so they let them go. And so I'm reading this book about serial killers, a very uplifting book about serial killers, and it says there's this homicidal triad, right? And it's bedwetting, lighting fires, and hurting animals. So a few weeks ago, I'm at this barbecue, right? You got it. So I'm lighting this fire at the barbecue, and the dog came up and bit me, so I kicked it. I've got 2 out of the 3, haven't I? I didn't make. That's not written down here. I've got plenty more still to come.
Listen, what about?
Sorry, Silky keeps telling me to take the mic, but you know, I've got a big enough mouth anyway. I came prepared with this device. My wife gave it, the present Mrs. Brown gave it to me when before I left, and she said, "You're not funny." So that's a good. That's a good. When you're going out the door to go to a comedy club, and last thing she says is, "You're not funny." She says, "Here, take this." That's just in case you don't laugh. And also, I've got another device as well, in case you don't clap. Now, the only trouble is with this device, coming from Barnsley, it sounds like a chip pan. Good news for those people who are... is he waving at me? I don't know. Are you waving at me, Silky?
I will be.
You're going to be in a minute. Yeah, good news for those who are insomniacs. There's only one more sleep until Christmas. And finally, what do you say, Ray? What do you mean, Ray? And finally, why don't blind people go skydiving? Because it scares the shit out of the dogs. Thank you very much.
The Battle of Barnsley, Mr. Gary Brown.